Now let's take a look at what happens when the government imposes a maximum price to the market. We begin with our supply and demand, and we have our consumer surplus and producer surplus areas. Now what we're going to assume here is that the government stepped in and said the maximum price that can be charged is only 20. We know that that's going to create a shortage because only 2 will be supplied, but 8 will be demanded. But the other thing that occurs is this deadweight loss in surplus. In this case, our new equilibrium is going to be this point here, and that will actually create a deadweight loss of this whole area here. The consumers will lose that portion. The producers will lose that portion. These, once again, are buyers that are no longer in the market because the price is either too high or too low. It's too low for the suppliers, therefore 3 suppliers have left the market, leaving those buyers with nobody that's willing to sell them the product. The other thing that's going to occur, once again, that's a total loss, or we just think that it's burn up or a deadweight loss. The other thing that's going to occur is this area here now, the consumers, those first 2 consumers are going to be able to pick up that surplus area. The consumers gain this area at the expense of the producers. Remember, those first 2 consumers used to pay 50 for a pizza, now they only pay 30, so they're picking up essentially 30. The difference between 50 and 20, they're picking up 30 in additional consumer surplus because the price is so low. So the consumer surplus area before was 125. They lost the consumer surplus from buyer 3, 4, and 5, but they picked up the consumer surplus that used to be the producer surplus. So their net gain is a gain of 15. The producers, on the other hand, their before situation, they had 125 in surplus, but now they're only left with 20. They had a major loss with 3 producers leaving the market and 2 customers now only paying 20 for a pizza, where before they paid 50. You'll notice that the totals now have dropped by 90. That 90, or the deadweight loss, is the area in the yellow triangle that we see that it's no longer there. Take a look at this again and make sure that you can calculate these areas and you understand what's happening with each one of those areas in this graph.